No fancy music here, folks. This is all a cappella, just me and my cards on a Monday evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Happy to say my wife is off teaching yoga. She's namasteing the crap out of southeastern Pennsylvania right now. And here I am with my cards alone. Got my partner behind me, Jetty Spaghetti, all black Getty, just hanging out. Getting his snooze on. What if I need more light here? What should I do here? Should I go higher? Let's go a little higher here, as Creed would say. Creed, hey, what's up, Rob? How are you, man? Namaste to you, too. I am going to show some cards here, and it's going to be my vintage non-sports. We'll see how far we get. Kind of something I've been fascinated with. Hey, what's up, man? How are you, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you. Told you about those pins that Mike Moynihan has. You might want to hit him up if you haven't already for those Royals pins. Picked up some more cards this weekend, and sure, there was some Topps Giants. My friend Cooter sent me a bunch of 67 Topps. Getting further and further on that set, and but what really excites me is I think lately is these old-fashioned tobacco cards, or not even tobacco cards. It could be Topps cards, Donruss cards, all that stuff. So picked up a bunch of all sorts of cards. So I'm going to go through some of my non-vintage stuff. I'm boring everybody with my... Hey, Red Light, what's up, man? Boring everybody with my monologue. I don't really have anything prepared. So let's look at this right here if you folks want to. This is my box. It says Vintage Non-Sports. If you haven't seen a video from way back, I cut up little pipe insulators and use them as fillers in my boxes, whether they're big boxes, medium boxes like this, or the biggest of all boxes, the monster boxes with 5,000 plus cards. So let's get to the first one right here. Look at that. If you could see that, 1910 Easter subjects. So I use dividers for all my stuff. I don't know why my label maker got all boiled up there. Easter subjects. Look at that little beautiful, beautiful hen and all her chickadees. There's 9 of them there. It's made by the American Caramel Company. This card is one of a set of 20 beautifully colored Easter subjects, one of which is wrapped in every Easter caramel. So we talk about our gums. Imagine the way back when you could get these in caramels. 20 more, and you will be done your 72 set. That is awesome. 72 top set, a monster set, a modern day monster. It's still vintage, but people talk about the T206s, but that 72 is a toughie. 1911. This is some of the cards I picked up today or this weekend. If we can focus in there, it'll say... Eventually, Types of Nations, Hustler Blue. This is not... These aren't porn cards. So Hustler was the tobacco company. I guess they're all the same, right? American tobacco cards. But you see there, Hustler was part of Sovereign, Big Run, Sub Rosa, Puritan Derby, New French, Spanish Puffs, Leroy, and anyway, these are the bluebacks. This is Samoa. So there is some major cultural stuff happen on these cards. Imagine being a kid in America and not quite knowing what the people in Wales looked like back in the day. These are just different backs. This is a Hustler red. And then you'll see here, let me see here. Let me whip them all out here. You just see a bunch of cards there. There's the American Indian, Australia, Austria, Germania, Madagascar, New Zealand, Russia. There's another Samoa with a different back, Siberia, and South Africa, and Turkey. And this is the United States of America. So this is how Americans sold themselves to the rest of the world back in the early 1900s. What is up there, Eric? How are you, man? Types of Nations, Sub Rosa small again, more of the same. The fronts were the same, but the backs were different. Sub Rosa small lettering, yada, yada, yada. Whoop, drop something. Let's see here. These are Recruit Blues. Okay, there we go. Put that back in there. See if we can plow through the years here. Here's some more of the Types of Nations. Spain, Japan, Scotland. And that takes us to our Type of Nations. From our Type of Nations to the Dwight Church Interesting Animals. These are from 1915, as my label says here. There's a nice zebra. Come on, focus. And this is what the backs look like, real small. Don't have my glasses on, but I'm sure there's some wonderful facts about zebras. This was before the Discovery Channel too, so we didn't have the Discovery Channel back then. Back in the day, 1925 Game Bird series. These are just a bunch of birds, gold borders, reminiscent of the T205s. Beautiful color, lots of vibrancy, and I guess this was kind of lacking in the 1920s in baseball cards. Not a lot of baseball cards look like this. Obviously, again, T205s, 1909 to 1911 era had some nice color, but this is kind of reminiscent of that, but from the 20s, which was the age of the flappers, as they tell me. These are 1950s monster birds, so we have a big gap there in my collection for vintage non-sports. These are monster cards. I think I got these from one of the Chasing Cardboards, and these might have been homemade. So there's King Kong, Tarantula, Frankenstein. These are blank backs. That's what Earth looks like. The Mad Monster. Zex, the Electronic Fiend, is there. Invisible Boy, Scarlet Club, The Ape. Mars Attacks the World. Because as Billy Corgan told us, the world is a vampire. Ocean Monster looks like a lot like the creature from the Black Lagoon there. The Terror from Beyond Space. These are numbered, but I still was never able to find out what cards these were, but I sold a lot of these duplicates. People loved them, so was able to sell these. This is Mr. Wu right there. This Island Earth and Ghost 113 Ghosts. The Sun Demon right there. Look at that Sun Demon. Beast from the Haunted Cave. This is the Blood Beast. Okay. And this is Ghosts 11 through 13 Ghosts. Not quite one. I don't have the whole set, but not even quite sure what set that is. So, yeah. Let's look at some comments if I can read. Wow. Thank you all for showing up. This is wonderful. Yeah, not what you would expect from Hustler cards. I do have some Playboy cards back there, Rob. They're in a they're in like a 1989 Fleer update set or something like that, box hidden away. Got in about 700 cards from 72 on Friday after buying 3 lots between all of them. Did pretty good number in my set from 1 to 500. That was at the Dallas Card Show on a Friday evening a few weeks back. I saw you behind the table. I love how you scrounge, man. Get back there, look at the stuff, get the stuff. Hey, Don, what's up? Keating is giving his information away for free. He should start a Discord group and charge us all a mission. Nobody would buy my stuff, man. Nobody buys. And as we know, if you take sponsorships, eventually you probably do stupid things and get caught doing those. Mike Petty, Seabiscuit rookie card. I don't think I have a Seabiscuit in there. Johnny pumping non-sports. I'm here for it. Yeah, I love non-sports, man. And Orlando, I don't know if Orlando likes non-sports. Orlando's got the good sports cards, but does Orlando have the non-sports? Don't know. I have more bird cards. And not just Eagles. See, I'm working on these too. These are church, Dwight and church cards. But there's kind of a discrepancy. Some of the cards have numbers. I'm not talking about the handwritten numbers, and some don't. So these cards don't have numbers, and these cards do. So I'm still trying to categorize these. They don't make it easy. Beckett, which is where I get a lot of my information, doesn't make it easy on the different years because they use a lot of the Jefferson Burdick numbers, but those are kind of tough for me to follow sometimes. TCDB is doing better at that. 52 U.S. presidents. I know Some of you folks, Dean out there, picked up some of these. They did a bunch of these presidents cards. I actually gave one or two of these away to my friend Rob to give to his brother. I forget which one I did, but here's these are beat up, but so am I. William Henry Harrison, I believe he lasted maybe 30 days in office or something. Franklin Pierce and James Garfield, he of the horse canal setup there. 52 wings. Okay, here's the 52 wings cards. These are tops, I believe. The TCG, the real TCG, Tops Chewing Gum. Here is, again, 52 wings. Sea Attacker, Constellation, JRM Mars, the F2H Banshee, the SO6000 Triton, Hanley, page 83. This is an English jet plane. It clearly says it there. The MiG-19, the Gloucester GA5. Looks like it just downed something there. Target Aircraft, Australian jet. Doesn't look like it has any engines. U.S. Air Force helicopter, the YH-18. This is the Avro Athena, British training ship. Another British Navy fighting, the Sea Fury Mk-11. The CM-88R Gemoke, French research jet, Douglas Skyrocket, and the Cayman HTK-1 U.S. helicopter. 52 wings. Get some of that if you want to have a good time with the aeroplanes. Let's see here. U.S. presidents, where were? Oh, here we go. This is going to get fun here. Real fun, folks. Everybody, put some padding under your seat because this is going to be great. 53 TV radio stars of NBC. That's it. That's Wesley Morgan. So I have one of those. 54 Power for Peace. These are big boats of all sorts. If you watch some YouTube like I do, you'll watch Hull Over Inlet and Credit Card Captain, and you'll probably think of that when you do so. Here's a big bomb going off. Here's a big rocket getting shot in the air. And 54 Scoop. This is, I believe, Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay's rookie card. Climbers reach top of Mount Everest. That is the 54 Scoop cards. Let's see what we got here. These should be in numerical order, right, by year. Let me see what I got here. There's a lot of cards in here, folks. Put the wings back, and let's grab some of these. Grab some of these. All right. I'll go back to this whole thing here. All right, Don. They literally hold the non-sports show in this guy's backyard. He didn't even go. The lime green Jeep was at the airport. He says, yeah, and guess who's missing the Philly show this week, too? I'll be in Nashville and Chicago, so not for me, unfortunately. You have the Allen and Ginter birds. Good job, Orlando. I haven't gone back that far yet. And anyway, yeah, I'll get there eventually. I'll probably need a new box because my box starts at 1910. TSCS. That means that 70s Card Show. Peeps. I miss hearing your voice. I have to go back and listen to your stuff, man. You can hit the thumbs up, but it doesn't matter because that's not what I need to sleep well at night, but I do appreciate it. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Love that. Orlando says he does have the old stuff, and he just doesn't show it off maybe enough. He's got a lot of birds in his videos, but I don't see a lot of bird cards in his videos. So maybe we'll see more of that. 1955 Rails and Sails. That's the USS Indiana. It's a boat from a landlocked state. So whatever. 1955 sports car Mother's Cookies. Mother's Cookies cards, our Cadillac. We know Mother's Cookies well into the 80s and possibly 90s as baseball card fans. This is next is the 1956 Elvis Presley. I was fortunate enough to get some of these on my own and through some friends that recently sent me some, which I much appreciate these guys. So here's a bunch of Elvis cards. I think I showed them off last week or in a video. 56 Flags of the World. It says Flag of the World. I can't spell very good. Syria, Peru, Honduras, Bolivia, Burma, which is Rangoon now or whatever the heck that's called. Greece, Costa Rica, Haiti, Canada, Russia, Austria, Albania, France, Brazil, Iraq, Ethiopia, Tibet, which has a different flag now, I believe. I believe they have a flag that is oddly shaped. Ecuador, Jordan. This is a Jordan rookie card, but not the Michael Jordan rookie card. And Pakistan. Those crazy, wacky Pakis. Moving on. Let's move on here, folks. 56 Quaker Collectors Club. These are more stamps. Cuba, that's one for you, Orlando. Nice, more blank backs. This is, again, Quaker Collectors Club. Colombia and China. Now, here's something interesting, dad fact for everybody. If you go to certain Chinatowns in the country of the United States, you'll see this flag flying, which I believe is the current Taiwan flag, or you'll see the newer communist Chinese flag. And in some Chinatowns, you'll only see this one. And in other Chinatowns, like San Francisco, you'll predominantly see the newer one. So it's interesting to see the political influence in Chinatowns throughout the country. But yeah, it's something that I actually observed because I think it's kind of a neat little nuance. So that's that. Formerly China, now Taiwan. 56 Roundup. Wild Bill Hickok is there. He's fighting people. Calamity Jane. There's Buffalo Bill. And more Buffalo Bill. Daniel Boone. This is Daniel Boone. Dangerous. This is Storming the Walls, which is quite gory, if you ask me. But the kids loved it. Jesse James. This is a holdup. Probably Jesse James as well, right? More Jesse James. A daring robbery. That's so daring. And Fight for Life. This is Geronimo. Geronimo opening up a can of whoop ass on the plains, or maybe not. Geronimo gets double crossed. And Night Riders and more Geronimo. Kit Carson. More Kit Carson. So nice little stuff. I try to put myself in the mind of kids back in the day, and that was their distractions, right? It was watching Westerns and stuff like that. Topps Jets. This is the 1956 Topps Jets set. This is, I have a lot of these. I know, I think Dean maybe thrown some of these out there recently, but I've got a ton of these. These are more airplanes. And if I'm not mistaken, in here, we have a very special rookie card. It's the Goodyear Zephyr, or ZPZN, ZP2N-2. So it's the Goodyear Blimp rookie card, card number 53 in the Topps Jets cards. All sorts of Jets in here. Really fun little set, black and white. Again, you have people learning about airplanes and imagining stuff, and kind of gets better as the years go on here. There's a bunch of Topps Jets in there. So there's a nice little Chinook helicopter. So black and white with a little black and white photography with a little red action in there too. Here's another U.S. president set. This is the 56 U.S. president set, which isn't that much different than the 52 one. Adams, Van Buren, Tyler, Polk, Zachary Taylor, Millard Fillmore, Franklin Pierce, Andrew Johnson, Chester A. Arthur, Teddy Roosevelt, Warren G. Harding, Herbert H. Hoover, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and Dwight Eisenhower right there. 56 U.S. presidents. I'm sure they felt the need to constantly update that set as more and more presidents came our way. Goofy postcards. These are Goofy postcards, and I sell a lot of these on eBay, or have sold a lot of these. They're 57, and not quite sure who that's. It's Topps again. So Brooklyn, New York. But kind of a precursor to a lot of those, I don't know, funnier magazines we would see later on. Herb's sleeping over our house tonight. Not sure who wrote these or what they were trying to say. Slow down. Running makes him mad. That's a line right there. So Good Times had back in the late 50s by via the 1957 Topps Goofy postcards. Let's see here. Let's dig a little deeper. Oh, 57 hit stars is better than the other ones. Hey, what's up, Scott? How are you? I'm just catching up with these here comments. I apologize. I love looking at non-sports as well. I appreciate you guys stopping by. 57 hit stars. Sold a few of these. There's a couple of rookie cards in here too, if you're into that kind of thing. 57 Topps Hit Stars. Clyde McFadder, Mickey and Sylvia, Jimmy O'Bowen. There's Johnny Matches right there. Frankie Lane, the Drifters, Four Aces, Screaming Jay, the Diamonds, Nick Noble, Bobby Darin's in there, the Four Lads, Vaughn Monroe, Nat Cole, Teddy Randazzo, Frankie Lane. Thought I had another Frankie Lane in there. I don't know what's going on here. Too many Frankie Lanes. Ferlin Husky, Del Reese, Barbara Lang, the Crew Cuts. Not one of them has a crew cut. The Cliff Tones, Jody Sands, Sal Mineo rookie card right there, kids. Janice Harper, Rhonda Fleming, the McGuire sisters, the Cordettes, Jerry Lee Lewis, Charlie Gracie, Alan Freed, Anita Ekberg, Tony Curtis, Tana Elg, Pierre Angeli, Sammy Davis Jr. He's a little jacked up there. And Ross Timbaland and Debbie Reynolds right there. Debbie Reynolds, of course, the mother of Princess Leia. All right, let's move on to, let's see here. Put them in there. Hopefully I won't have to rearrange stuff later on. 57 Topps Planes Bluebacks. So this is a Walter. I assume that's a French plane. And you see the bluebacks right there. Now we get into some interesting stuff here. Okay, bear with me, folks. It gets very intriguing here. So the next bunch of cards I have are the 1957 Topps Space cards. They clearly say Space Cards on the back. Okay, nice set of really cool stuff. Launching satellites, Sputnik descending, 3-stage rocket. It goes on and on and on. Space headquarters. And heading for outer space. Some really cool cards here. Space checker game, so playing checkers in space, etc., etc. Now there's like these fantasies of exploring the moon, and it gets more bizarre as we go. Again, we have the conquest of the moon. Thankfully, they put the United Nations flag there. It's easy on the moon, they say. Trapped in a meteor shower. Pretty sure we would die if that were the case on the moon. There's moon huts and yada, yada, yada. Now it gets more and more bizarre as we have solar generators, a lunar city, a lunar lookout post, moon trains heading home, returning to Earth, but taking off for other planets and refueling a planet ship. Dude looks like he's just running around in the sweatpants in space. There's a Venus dust storm, mysterious Mars with just a bunch of astronauts just floating around. The Martian landscape. Look at the rivers of green there. A Martian dust storm, outpost on Mars. And we have Jupiter. Apparently conquered Jupiter. There's a hurricane on Jupiter. Really screwed up our spaceship. A view of Saturn, and we get closer to Saturn and all that stuff. And then Pluto makes an appearance there at the very end. So that was cool, but I have most of that set, and I would have had it all, except I screwed up. And I screwed up by meaning I didn't realize in 1958 they put out the exact same set, but the back says Target Moon instead of the aforementioned space cards. So you can see cards are the same. It just says something different on the back. So if I were to grab, let's see here. See if I put my fingers in my box. Here's card number 85. Saturn's rings. Saturn's rings. They look the same on the front. Only difference is Target Moon and space cards. So I started selling off my doubles, which I thought were my doubles, but it turns out they were the Target Moon cards. So now I'm woefully lacking in the Target Moon cards when I would have had a full set had I not realized till it was too late that the cards are the same other than the lettering on the bottom there. So one's a 57 space cards, and the other one is the 58 Target Moon. Same set, just different title on the bottom of the cards. So that thinks, hey, what Mama's going to squeeze box she wears on her chest. Gunsmoke. Here's a bunch of Gunsmoke cards from 1958 TV Western set. Danger Ahead. These sell a lot too. I've sold most of these. Most of my duplicates. There's a lot of people that really collect this stuff. I don't know whether they're goobers like me who just like the old stuff, or whether they are people kind of recapturing their youth from watching these growing up in the 50s. But these are all 50s Western series, and pretty cool to see the old history, old boots and saddles right there. There's an Apache Combat. I don't know what he's doing there. But yeah, fun stuff. There's the Californians, which sounds like a Saturday Night Live skit for sure. Hey, Ziggy, what's up? Brent Richards, how are you, sir? I do store them in numerical order because I'm a bit of a bonehead, Orlando, and I'm on record as saying that. The dang things have numbers on the back. We might as well use them. So let's get into 1958. 1950s were just a great time for Topps baseball cards, obviously, but also for just like a lot of really cool sets. Like people weren't just collecting baseball cards or football cards. Topps was really busy making this stuff, and the card sizes follow the same pattern, so they get smaller after 1956. I think 56 U.S. presidents is the last of the bigger sizes, and then they go down in 57 like they did previously. 1958 Zorro. I'm not a Zorro guy, but I have some of the cards here. So fun little stuff. I pick up these, like I'll get like one of these in a pop, and there'll be just one of them will show up in a collection. So this is what I consider the probably my number one favorite set of non-vintage. I'm sorry, non-sports vintage that I have, and I'm not sure. Well, you know what? Let me stand up for a second and get something for the context. You guys talk amongst yourselves, please. All right. So anybody who has seen me share on Twitter understands how much I like this set. So again, this is probably my favorite non-sports vintage set. It's the 1959 Fleer, and you can tell by the Fleer there. Baseball. I'm sorry, 1959 Fleer Three Stooges set. Fleer holds a near and dear place in my heart due to the fact that I was born in Olney, Pennsylvania, which was the home of Fleer, Philadelphia Olney section. So 59 Fleer. I had two sets of these. I graded the first three cards, which are Curly, Mo, and Larry. And boy, I sold them for a pretty good price, and ended up with two full sets. And here is some of the other cards. And so those were the first three cards, and they're the only ones that have. They're the only ones that are solo cards. So here's the rest of the set. I'll try to run through this, but it's just a lovely bunch of cards. Just absolutely awesome. And Larry, Mo, and Curly. No Curly Joe. No Shemp. No other guys. Just a wonderful set. It's in color, and it reminds you of that 59 Fleer Ted Williams set that I know I love. There's the boys in their jammies. That reminds me of me and my brothers. Every one of these cards reminds me of me and my brothers, truth be told. Just wonderful cards, great color, and they did a bang up job. I'm a big fan of the 59 through 61 Fleer sets, no matter what they were, non-sports or Ted Williams or baseball. So here we go. Bunch of cards in here. It goes on 96 cards total, and just never ends. It's just pure hijinks, slapstick, yucks, and just good times. So Get yourself a 59 Fleer set if you know what's good for you. 59 Fleer Stooges set, and you'll thank me, but more importantly, you'll thank yourself when you're lying in the bath at night thinking about the boys. Larry Fine, of course, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. 1959, You'll Die Laughing. These are tops as well. I just sold 2 of these today. I had hundreds of them, and these are just. Here's the backs right here. It's kind of jokes. It's aimed towards 8, 9-year-old boys. Just lots of goofy, gory stuff in here. There's a Frankenstein rookie card in here. Maybe I'm wrong, but I probably just made that up. But this guy, I just sold this today, as a matter of fact. There's also a baseball card in here as well. I wonder if I can find it. There's Frankenstein there, not his solo card. Let's see here. I haven't been through this set in a very, very long time. A couple skulls. Yeah, let me see. There's Frankenstein. That's a good looking card, if you ask me. And if you read some of these books that are out there, Bubblegum Wars, maybe you'll hear that Topps obviously had a lot of artists on their payroll to do the cartoons and stuff on the backs of the cards, and it's kind of an outlet for some of those folks to do stuff they wanted to do, like draw cartoons, for crying out loud, and get paid for it. So 59, You'll Die Laughing. Here is the 60 leaf phony ad. So these are leaf cards. Of course, there's a 60 leaf baseball set. Grandma Hags, Rotten Eggs, a lot like the wacky packages we'll see later on. Mr. Phony's Funnies. Wife, why don't you like it? Why don't you like to have mother over for dinner? She eats like a bird. Husband, yeah, she's a vulture. So I imagine there was a few backhands at the dinner table when we'd whip out these cards and read the backs to our parents, telling jokes. Coca-Cola, so bad humor as opposed to good humor. Mudheiser beer, Rat's crackers, Greedo's corn chips. These are the Funny Valentine's cards from 1960s. Topps Series A. You would write I guess you would give this to a girl and make her yours forever and ever with these things. So you could see a little thing on the back where you could write Funny Valentine to so-and-so, little Susie. And pretty colorful, but fun to have. But I thank God I have the whole set, so I don't have to go out there and complete that. And there was another series as well of these Series A, and just a series. What's this one? Boy, I should know more about this. Funny Valentines and Funny Valentines Series A. This is the Donruss, 61 Donruss Idiot cards. We think of Donruss as starting in 81, but I'll show you some more Donruss here in a bit. When they passed out noses, you thought they said roses. So, funny. Donruss stuff there. New cards. These were big sellers too. I had a couple. I think I had 2 sets of these. So 1961 new card horror series. Got a lot of these. So a lot of monsters. Again, Godzilla's in there, and Teenage Werewolf, Terror from Mars. There's King Kong, and all that stuff. So more. There's Frankenstein, and Half Human. That's what my in-laws call me. There's the Creature from the Black Lagoon, the She Creature, Hideous Sun Demon, How to Make a Monster, the Alligator People, reminds me of Game of Thrones a little, the Mole People, Gigantus the Fire Monster. So no shortage of monsters back in the early 60s. Radon, I think that's Rodon, I was going to say. You don't want Radon. Horror of Dracula, the Alligator People again. So Creature from the Black Lagoon. So a lot of really cool cards. There's Frankenstein again. And he looked like he got into a little 421 right there, or whatever it's called. 420. I don't know what it's called. Creature from the Black Lagoon, and Blood of the Vampire, the Amazing Colossal Man. So really fun stuff from way back in the day. There's the Vegetable Man. It conquered the world. And Hunchback of Notre Dame, Skeleton Man, such and such. The Man Who Lost His Skin. The Man from Planet X, and Dracula right there. So 61 2 scoop horror series. What's it called? New cards, horror monsters. 62 Casey and Kildare. I guess this is Dr. Kildare. These are some beaters here. And there's old Dr. Kildare and David Carradine, right? Apparently it's been signed by David something. And that's that. Now, probably my third favorite set is the 1962 Topps Civil War. These continue to sell, and for some reason, I sell a lot of these to people that live down south. So a lot of fun cards in here. If you like Destruction at Sea and Painful Death and After the Battle continues, the riverboat explodes, goes on and on and on. So the history of the Civil War is in here, and I'm going to show you some other fun stuff in here as well. These had inserts. So this guy here, this checklist, this is a clean checklist, 88 card series. It's a pretty expensive card because apparently, obviously, it was the last card in the series. Hey, dog, what's up? My dog's here. And let's say hi to him. Whoa! There's my dog right there. So, yeah. So anyway, 88 cards in the series checklist, a clean checklist, plus the fact that it was the bottom card. So it's a pretty valuable card in that set. Now, they had inserts back then. Okay, yeah. Whoops, that was my dog. 420. Ken, I said it. So my dog's just going to sit here. Now, they had inserts in here, and these are Confederate dollars that they put in with that set, with that Civil War set. So in the packs, these were insets. These were your big hits, as they would say. So I have the complete set, and there's some variations in these too. So there's the Confederate States of America, funny money, different denominations and different variations. And the variations would be like signatures and where they were issued. This one says Richmond. So yeah. So anyway, those were pretty cool inserts. I don't know when inserts started other than bubblegum, but Topps threw those in there back then. Whoops, put them in the wrong thingamajobber. And I don't know why I don't have these in penny sleeves. I thought I had all funny money in penny sleeves, but I guess not. Probably my second favorite set that I have, non-sports vintage, is the 1963 Astronauts. Big fan of the movie The Right Stuff. And I don't have the whole set here, but I have a lot of the cards. These are fun. First U.S. astronaut, Alan Shepard. First guy to obviously orbit was John Glenn. But all this stuff is in The Right Stuff. And Gus Grissom, of course, passed away on the launch pad. Grissom in his pressure suit, final checkup. Second U.S. spaceman, Gus Grissom again. And more Gus. There's John Glenn. Hero, congressman, all that stuff. Getting into the suit, test chamber, Glenn in training, studying his maps. I don't know why you're studying your maps, but he was studying his maps. John Glenn in space. Here's John Kennedy in 1963, which is a pretty special card, meeting John Glenn, our first spaceman. There's Scott Carpenter. There's Deke Slayton, and then there's all the astronauts there. So I'll probably circle back sometime, finish out this set at 60-something cards, I think. Be a nice set to complete. I really like that, though. Again, The Right Stuff, one of my favorite movies. So, yeah. Let's see here. Moving on to the last row. I got a bunch of these from, I think, Harlan. Another thing that I was turned on from chasing cardboard. Harlan's father-in-law had a bunch of cards, and I got a boatload of these. I have a boatload of them for my sale. These are a boatload of them in my eBay store as well. These are Topps flag midgies. 1963. Again, just basically flags of the world. They remind me of I think they were in either 2s or 3s, but kind of remind me of the 80-81 Topps basketballs. Bhutan, Bolivia, Brazil, Bulgaria, Burma. There's a couple countries aren't around anymore in here as we go through this. Czechoslovakia, of course, isn't around. Dominican, before it was up there, it is Dominican Republic. Egypt flag, quite different than it used to be in these pictures. And this is only 60 years ago. So flags have changed. Countries have gone by the wayside. Of course, I can't find any examples right now. But Malagasy, right? I don't know what that is. Malaya, which is Malaysia. I know that. Malagasy might be Madagascar, but that doesn't sound right either. That's a stretch. Mongolia, Morocco, Nepal. That's the Nepal flag that we've all come to love. Nicaragua, Niger, Norway, Pakistan, Panama, Paraguay, Philippines, Portugal, Republic of Congo, Republic of Vietnam. Look at that. Vastly different flag than we have today. Somali Republic, South Korea, Spain, Sudan. Of course, I keep these in alphabetical order, Orlando. We do numbers and letters over here at the Keating household. We're well-rounded. 2 tool players. Nice Tibet flag right there. Togo, Tunisia, Turkey, USSR. Now, my brother was born in 1963, and my brother is an American. He's a veteran, but he was in the Air Force and Coast Guard as a Russian linguist. So he learned Russian in the military. So for his 60th birthday, I gave him a G.I. Joe. I gave him an Alexander the Great coin because he's a big Alexander the Great fan. And then I gave him these 2 cards. Obviously signifies the year he was born, 63, as well as his ties to Russia and United States. For years, I was worried he would be, during the Cold War, I worried that he would become a Russian spy, but thankfully that didn't happen. Got these from Mike O a while back, a 1965 Fleer Gomer Pyle card, Sergeant Carter, of course. Nobody messes with Sergeant Carter. There's our hero right there, Shazam. And there's Sergeant Carter again. And there's our hero all dressed up. 1966 Philadelphia Gum James Bond. So here's some James Bond action. I'm more in the Gold Bond than James Bond, but it's a piece of history. 1966 Topps Batman A series. These are red bats. Now, this is something I'm going to go hard on. I just said hard on. I am going to go hard to get. I like these old Batman cards. I was a big fan of Batman growing up. I'm not a comic book guy, but I used to love watching the old Batman show with Adam West and Burt Ward, who was the Boy Wonder. So, and there's a blue set, and I think there's a black set as well. Whoops. Sorry about that again, folks. My dog. I love my dog, everybody. I don't know what he's doing. I guess he just wants some attention. All right, let's get that thing set it in there. All right, we're getting to the end here. Thanks for hanging with me. My wife's wrapping up yoga right now, so hopefully I'll be done soon as well. Getting close here. 1968, Brook Bond, Trees of North America. Boy, if you collect trees, they never disappoint you. They don't, if you want a hero, go over this, get one of these tree cards because, again, they're role models and they're heroes and they won't let you down. Topps Laugh-In, 1968. I think that's Artie Johnson or something like that. I only have one of those. 1969 Brook Bond, The Space Age. So some really cool, smaller, kind of like tobacco-sized cards from back in the day. Philadelphia, 1969 Philadelphia Dark Shadows. Here it is. There we go. It's just one weird card from a TV series that I'm not familiar with. 72 U.S. presidents. Looks a lot like the 52 and the 56. There's U.S. Grant right there. And this is a fun little set. I've just listed a bunch of these. must have 100 or 150 of these cards. 73 Donruss, fantastic old rods. So these are, again, kind of in the vein of Wacky Packages, Cautious Capri, Cougar Crunch, Super Duper, Nitpicks, Orbit Bet. They're kind of based on cars. Very colorful. They're stickers as well. So it says fold corner. The away arrow points, then from front of card, slowly peel sticker off. So there are a lot of cards. There's a Hornet, Hornet Honey, Monte Carlo Mini, fun. Dart. We had a Dodge Dart and when we lived in Philly, and somehow my mom drove around. You can't get away with this anymore, right? Reckless rebel. Somehow my mom drove around town one day and the car died, and the cops came and realized overnight somebody had taken a radiator, but my mom had driven kind of all over town before realizing that she didn't have a radiator in her Dodge Dart. Gremlin Grouch, remember the Gremlins? Good time. So just listed a bunch of these today. Looking forward to seeing how they do because they're fun little cards. That's the pink, which I think Series 1. And I think there's a Series 2, which is just the white ones. Same year, all that stuff. So Donruss, 1973. Another set that I should be starting on, 74 Topps Evel Knievel. I had an Evel Knievel bike when I was young. Look at that guy, man. American Badass, okay? And this is what we used to watch before wrestling came along. Real people jumping real things, risking their lives for our entertainment. There is the X2 Snake Canyon. Not quite sure what that was all about. It wasn't a motorcycle, but there's Evel on a ski lift or something. That's he shot across Snake Canyon, crashed, parachute deployed. I'm getting a little emotional right now about it, truth be told. And finally, my boy Mark Marinello, who sent me a lot of those Elvis cards, by the way, 56 Elvis cards, sent me this pack of unopened Happy Days from 1976. So that's it. That's my vintage non-sports section there. Kind of into that thing now. I know a couple of us are, and happy to say that I'm on board 100% with this stuff. Let me get my microphone around. Apologize for not paying attention. Yeah, Evel, we were led to believe that Evel broke every bone in his body, Orlando. I'm not sure if the bones in his ears were broken, the 3 bones back there, but he broke a lot of bones and was just a complete, like I said, American badass. Sorry about the comments. No Steve McQueen, Scott. Stooges are great. I think Eric likes the Stooges too. Peeps loves the Stooges. Everybody loves the Stooges, right? If you're a boy, if you're a dude of a certain age, you love the Stooges, for sure. Same layout as text as the Ted Williams. Yep, I love the little crown back there as well. Hey, Dan's here from Korea, and yuck, and it's got to be next Saturday where Dan is right now. You just picked up 30 idiot cards. Yep. Good times. You got that. Now you got that going for you, Scott. 420, of course. Cool Bills. Yeah, the Bills are pretty cool back there. And I went into my honey hole, my boy Rob Spar, and said, "Hey, have you seen these before?" Because he deals in currency. I had no idea what they were. And it took me a while to research them. And sure, they were an insert. And I think Orlando says something about the inserts. There he goes. 1880s inserts and cigarette packs. Yeah, there you go. Tobacco card and insert coupon for prizes. Yeah, I mean, we got to remember that all those old tobacco cards were inserts, but it's neat having cards with other inserts on them, like we'd see later on, right? 60 Leaf, we'd see, which was a couple of years before the top Civil War, but we had marbles in there and all that weird stuff. So good times. Fun with Flags episode. What is your eBay store? I'm that 70s card show, oddly enough, on eBay. You can't buy those bonds off me. Can I apologize? You cannot buy those off of me. Thanks for tuning in, Orlando. Let's see here. New comments. Boy, I just jumped ahead. Apologies. TJ's here. Tony, how are you? I've been in your neck of the woods. I saw the Sixers last week lose to the Cavaliers. Thought about you when I was down there. And I went to the South Philly IKEA store Saturday night. Evel broke every bone. Yep, Orlando, we said that. This makes me want to spend money. You better spend money, boy, and get some of this old Americana. Some stupid reason I always think of Super Dave Osborne when I think of Evel Knievel. Hey, Super Dave Osborne would not have a career if it weren't for Evel Knievel. And thanks for showing the cards. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I'm going to go hide upstairs, do some fun stuff, maybe list some more 73 Donruss. Old mean pinkies there. the fantastic Odd Rod Series 1. So thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate it. Talk to you on down the road, and be good to one another. Be good to your cards. Thanks. Bye.